TCU opened its season with a 77-61 win over McNeese State, marking this as TCU's 14th straight season opening win. With many new faces this year, the Horned Frogs seem to be working on rotations early on in the game, as 11 guys saw the court in the first 9 minutes.
The 21B of Justin Bates came out on top for his first ever IMCA Race Saver Sprint Car win tonight here at Grayson County Speedway. Starting off in the middle of the pack, he quickly found his way up to second place. About halfway through the race, he found his speed and got himself into that first place spot, never looking back.
In its first game without longtime head coach Gary Patterson, TCU upset the number 12 Baylor Bears 30-28.
Coming off of an offseason with multiple defensive injuries, the Horned Frogs are expecting to have their full starting lineup back in 2 weeks against SMU. Coach Patterson said this bye week comes at a great time to work with those inexperienced guys on defense.
TCU will be facing Texas Tech next Saturday in Lubbock for their first road game of the season. With TCU Football, I'm Lauren Cottrell.
You guys were obviously having some fun out there with your teammates. What was the mentality that you went into this game with?
We just wanted to come out here and get better and just show everybody like what we've been working on and that we're going to get better no matter what.
All right, Garrett, so we're well into the off season, but obviously the grind never stops. Take me into the weight room. Tell me what you've been working on.
Really just as a team, I want to speak towards as a team. We've all been just getting stronger, improving really well.
You bring up racing with your family. You know, Corby, is there ever any pressure that comes with that, having your brothers out there on the track with you?
No, not really. I can trust them a little bit more, but at the same time, I mean, you got to ride home with them. You can't take them out, but you got to beat them.
Being a female in the racing industry, what sets you apart from the guys?
I like to always say that being a female really doesn't set me apart because when the helmet goes on, it really doesn't matter if you're female or male. We're all out there to do one thing, and that's to win the race, to get the checker flag at the end of the night.
You may know Jamie Dixon as the TCU men's basketball head coach, but 35 years ago, he hit one of the most iconic game winners for the Frogs. The usual suspects also looked sharp in their big roles, with former top recruit Zach Evans taking a handoff 75 yards to the house, and Duggan connecting with Johnston on multiple throws. The Frogs' offense came alive as they outscored the Bears 24-4 over the weekend. Catcher Zach Humphreys collected 7 hits, 5 RBIs, and 5 runs throughout the 3 games, making him and the TCU offense a force to be reckoned with this season. The Horned Frogs are looking poised to make a run for what would be their 4th national championship in program history. Maybe TCU is a rifle school after all. PGA of America is moving its headquarters from Palm Beach County, Florida to Frisco, Texas. City officials in Frisco, like Marla Rowe, say the move will put the city on the map.
Well, I think it's going to put us in the national spotlight, just like when the Cowboys first got here. I mean, you know, we talk about the fact that, you know, people come to see the Star just because it's the headquarters. Even if they're not Cowboys fans, they still want to see the headquarters. PGA is going to be that, but I think on steroids probably. Yeah.
Josh Dill is the city's director of sports and events. He agrees and thinks the PGA move will be an economic engine for the city.
Even 5-7 years ago, whenever we traveled and talked about Frisco, they go, oh, that's a place north of Dallas. But now whenever we talk, especially in the sports world, they go, yeah, we know what you got going on up there. So I think it continues to cement that as Sports City USA, but I think what it does is it, like Marla said, puts a spotlight on us, but it allows for other things to grow. It allows for arts and culture and things to continue to come in here.
While the 660-acre project will host champion golfers, Daryl Krall, the Chief Operating Officer for PGA of America, says, like the Cowboys headquarters, the PGA will be accessible to everyone, no matter what their interests.
The 660-acre campus, 600 acres are dedicated to golf. So it's a beautiful park. And speaking of park, we have a hike and bike trail that circumnavigates the property for 2 reasons. One, it can be a year-long benefit to the citizens of Frisco, whether they are running, walking, riding a bike, pushing a stroller, walking a dog, and it's in close proximity to the golf course. So you can see what's going on, which will be fun on a daily basis.
The PGA hopes to bring more than just its headquarters to Frisco. Their goal is diversity.
We're going to make sure that this is the most inclusive golf experience on earth. We're going to learn from what others have done well, what others have done poorly, and make sure that everybody, regardless of socioeconomic standing, they're going to feel like this is their home.
As we bring people from outside of this area here, we've created a little bit of a melting pot, so The diversity is growing, and it's just making our city richer and more vibrant. I think it's going to be our next great live, work, play environment. We're just lucky here, at least from my perspective, that they're all focused around sports things, but they're accessible to everyone. Even if you're not interested in golf or you're not interested in the Cowboys, there's still going to be something for you to do out there. Yeah.
Although the move from Florida to Texas will benefit Frisco in many ways, both Frisco and PGA officials agree that their main goal is to make the headquarters feel like home to everyone who visits.